right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the worst episode of Avillion and Brayden Talks.
Oh, right out the gate with it. No sugarcoating.
Yeah, this episode sucks. Stuff
What
happened that
happened?
we'll get into.
What happened?
We'll get into it because I got a lot to say. So let's kick things off over to my rock, guiding me through this dark time. My lighthouse,
Your
my
rock.
co-host,
Yes, sir.
Avillion Talks. Jacob, how you doing?
Hello. You're alluding to our top three there, actually, with your choice of words, but we'll get there later. Much later, certainly. There's a lot that needs to be talked about before we get there. Um, I'm doing, I think, pretty well. I got some news yesterday slash this morning, because I got the news yesterday, but I received more information this morning. The company I work for is being sold in the sense that our parent company is selling us like our little subdivision or whatever of the, I don't know how the whole structure works, but um, we found out today that the company is being sold, and we found out yesterday. We got an in-depth breakdown today of what's happening. So they don't know who the buyer is yet, but our current parent company is in the UK, and they're saying more than likely our next, or like the buyer is probably going to be an American company. So at the very least, there's less like there's a lot of weird formalities that go on when you're talking about
International
yeah.
sale.
So it'd be a little easier that way. But also our parent company does our president kind of shat on the parent company a little bit during today's town hall meeting. She was like, "Who wants a UK parent company that doesn't invest in you?" I know I don't. So she was quite excited about the news. And then at the end of her whole spiel, she was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off at the parent company because you guys had to find this out through an email yesterday instead of finding it out through me because they didn't, what do you call it, like um, the higher ups at my subdivision only found out on Friday, so they didn't have much time to work with at all, um, and this has not been in motion for very long. It's only been a few weeks, so I guess they're probably, the parent company was probably doing their homework, like, hey, if we sell and we announce to the market that we're selling, what can we expect, like for for interest or whatever. So sometime this year, probably that'll get done. We'll see exactly when, but hopefully it means good things for my company. Hopefully it doesn't mean layoffs of any kind. Hopefully it doesn't mean. Hopefully it means more investment in the company, more growth. That'd be cool. Um, you know, anything that would be a net good for my current my current standing. But yeah, no, it was a little concerning just to hear that at first because um, there had been rumors for a couple months about them like shrinking inventory, and that's typically what companies do when they sell. So they were wondering, is that going to happen? And it is, as it turns out. So hopefully that ends up being a positive thing, not a negative. We have received mostly good news during the town hall, but at the end of the day, they don't know who the buyer is, so they don't really know all that much. They can speculate, they can hope, they can assume that this is going to be really good for the company, and there's a good chance that it will be. But ultimately, if we get bought out and the new parent company is like, hey, I want to cut, 25% of the workforce, that's not good. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But other than that, my sister's birthday's in a couple days, so I'm hanging out with her this weekend. I went to a party this past weekend. Didn't get to stay super long because the cops got called. I hurt my foot at the party. I don't know how. I don't know what I did.
Running from the cops.
No, because I very gingerly walked back to the car. We weren't really worried about it. 'Cause, I hadn't done anything illegal. I was drunk, but like I'm old enough to drink, so I'm gonna get mad. I'm drunk at a party. That's what you're supposed to do. But um, I don't know. I woke up Sunday morning. My foot was in a lot of pain when I tried walking on it, and a little better yesterday, a little better today. But um, party was fun though. Had a good time with my friends. What are you doing, baby? Anywho, this one's awesome. Just very sweet, very cuddly. Makes it very hard to get out of bed in the morning. But you know, that's about it for me. Um, you want to tell me how you're doing? I can't imagine it's very good right now.
Let's kick things off with a throwback, something we haven't done in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Have a can here.
That's good. That's a good way to start it.
Let's open it up here.
That's a good way to start it.
Sunday
Excuse you.
morning.
Mm.
I wake up to my phone blown up.
Mm-hmm.
People I haven't talked to in months reaching out. People I haven't talked to in years reaching out.
Mm-hmm.
People who I didn't think would be in this sphere of entertainment, this sphere of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
feeling the need to say something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite player got traded away from my favorite team in a historic trade. I think they said it might have been the first time two All-NBA players have been traded for each other mid-season. Possible. That's very possible. Luka Doncic has been traded away from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and one first-round pick. If I were to describe how this felt, I think the best way is it feels like a breakup where neither of you did anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be mad at the other person. You wish the best for them, but selfishly you want the best for them with you still, even though you know you can't anymore. I have cried every single day. I cried Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I cried at work on Monday, sitting in the car, and then I cried again this morning
Mm-hmm.
while in a hallway because I was watching some stuff while my partner went to go check on something. I was alone and I just felt the emotions again. Luka got drafted to the Mavs in 2018. It's 2025. It's about 7 years
Mm-hmm.
of him being in my life. I think it was my freshman. I think it would have been my freshman year. He got drafted freshman year of high school. And for the past 7 years, he's probably been the most consistent thing in my life.
Yeah.
He's what
Yeah.
he's what made me fall in love with the game of basketball. That was the era where I was starting to get into sports, and having a guy of that caliber is what helped me fall in love with sports overall. And as people know, and I've talked about on this podcast, I've been losing that love for sports, mainly other sports. I still was like, okay, when healthy, the Mavs will be back. When Luka's healthy, that'll come back. And that just got ripped from me. I've been talking about how I've been feeling kind of just like lost in terms of entertainment, in terms of things to find enjoyment in, and then my favorite team trades my favorite player. It hurt. Like for the past 7 years, I genuinely would say like if something went wrong or stuff was going bad, mainly in other sports, but even just in life in general, I would say like at least I have Luka. I really would. I would say at least I get to watch him play for my favorite team. And now I don't have that. I don't have him anymore. I have his jersey. I have his shoes. I have like a can coaster with him on it. I have a Whataburger tent with 77 on it. Him being a Maverick, it made me fall in love with the Mavs so much, and that's when I really learned about Dirk. I named my dog after Dirk because of how much I started to love the Mavs, and that was because of Luka.
Yeah.
When I would be sad, I would put on like Luka highlights.
Yep.
And like this seems like so over the top to people who don't like care about
She
sports.
feels your pain. She heard you. She had to come up. She's sorry.
It's he's gone for nothing, essentially.
Yeah.
The player who played the most minutes in the league last year, including playoffs, got traded for a condition because of his conditioning concerns.
Yeah.
The player who brought them to the finals got traded because they didn't think they could win with him.
He brought them to the finals on a bum leg as well.
That's what, that was my next point. Like they questioned his commitment when he would play through so many injuries for his team. I'm supposed to have like 10 to 15 more years
Yeah,
of him.
yeah.
I don't have like a kid on the way or anything, but that's a long time. I thought my first kid's like first basketball memory would be watching him play. And like I could brag about watching his whole career.
I love you, man.
Love you too. Just I used to love sports so much. With Jerry Jones ruining the Cowboys, I mean they've been ruined. It's just you know
Yeah,
they're a level of good you can get fooled on when you like just get into them.
yeah.
And now this new guy, Nico Harrison, who before this was like a great GM. We got to the finals with the roster he built, and then he does this. Like,
Yeah.
even if we win one championship, I really don't think one championship is worth getting rid of the 10 to 15 more years we could have gotten to Luka. I heard, like the report is that even Luka cried when he got the news.
I mean, if you saw the introductory press conference or any bit of it, he's not happy about this either. This is,
No,
I mean,
no,
under no circumstances did
he,
Luca want this.
you
Um,
could see it. He loved Dallas. Like he started to embrace like the Texas culture and everything with it, the way he would dress, just the
yeah.
way he started to talk. I mean, you could just see him like that city loved him.
in in the video where he addresses the Lakers fan base, he said the word y'all.
No,
He said y'all. That
Dirk passed the torch to him,
mhm.
and this new ownership and this new GM extinguished that torch that had been built for the past like 30 years at this point. Like Dirk's statue reads like loyalty never fades, but it got sold away when Mark Cuban sold the Mavs. That loyalty left with Mark. In a way, now Dirk's statue means nothing. The inscription on it means nothing. His career still means everything to Dallas. Like the statue as a whole doesn't mean nothing anymore. Still means something to a lot of people, myself included. But that inscription just feels hollow now. It. I don't know. Even if they did win one championship, like I said about the whole years thing, but even just winning that one, it, it'll feel hollow.
Yeah.
You don't have the emotional buildup of the past 7 years of Luca there. It'll just be like, oh, this new team that just got thrown together managed to win one. It won't feel the same.
No.
Not all rings are equal. Like people talk about the weight of Dirk's one ring being worth more than multiples of certain other players. And it's true because the journey it took to get to it.
Having one franchise legend who grinds it out his entire career, gets that one championship, stays his entire career. Like you don't see it. You don't see it much today, and I understand why. I will never blame a guy for leaving a team if he's been there through multiple contracts and they haven't done right by him. They haven't done enough for him. I'll never get mad at a guy for leaving, but that's not who Luca was going to be. That's not what he wanted. That's not what obviously any Mavs fan wanted. I doubt it's what the locker room wanted based on the performance they put up the next day. They didn't look like they wanted to be out there.
when Klay Thompson came to the Mavs, I know the first thing in that pitch was you get to play alongside Luka and get open looks.
Mm-hmm.
When we signed Najee Marshall, I know they told him like, "Hey, you get to play with Luka." Kyrie feeling comfortable in Dallas, his relationship with Luka mental was a big part of that.
Yeah.
They just, I mean, the Mavs front office got maybe too caught up in the business of it all. They forget it's still an entertainment business, and you ship away your one star, you ship away the seat filler, and you get rid of all your credibility. I don't know why anybody would want to come to play in Dallas if this is how they treat Luka. How are they going to treat you?
How does like the 20th overall pick get excited to be drafted by the Dallas Mavericks when they can't do right by Luka Doncic? Yeah.
I guess if somehow Luka ever saw this or whatever, but just my message to Luka is just that the fans look that the fans love you. I know Slovenia is your home, and that's where you go in the off season and whenever you retire. I just ask. I'm not from Dallas. Obviously, I'm going to speak for the city though, just because I know how much the fans love you. Just that you visit. The people there really love you. That we're sorry that it had to happen like this. I mean, he was like 18 when he got to Dallas. I'm pretty sure his daughter was even born here in Dallas. Where's that? He didn't want to go. He thought he was going to spend his whole career here, and he should have. Sorry, Luca. Just know that we're all rooting for you. Just, just wish it was still in a Mavs jersey. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. I mean, I know it seems over the top to people who don't watch sports, but and maybe even to some who do. I don't know.
I get it. I get it.
There's no comparison to this in history of
No.
like any
No,
sport.
this is unprecedented.
There's nothing. Just such a comforting piece. Being like, yeah, I got that guy on my team. I could watch. And he's gone. And he's gone.
Maybe this is a pointless endeavor, but we talked about it earlier today. I'm not sure how it's even allowed because this was a three-team trade, right? This
Yeah.
was the Jazz. I don't remember
Yeah.
what player it was. The Jazz absorbed a contract. They
Jalen
also got
Hood-Schifino
yeah, and they got 2 second-round picks out of it too. Um,
from Dallas.
yeah,
One of them from Dallas.
yeah,
The Dallas Mavs sent a pick away while trading away Luca.
yeah. But Danny Ainge didn't even know the trade details until half an hour before the rest of the world did. I'm not sure how that's allowed. Frankly, I'm not sure how the trade can already be finalized before Ainge even knows what all the other pieces are. That feels like an important bit there to make sure you're getting fair compensation. Um, I quite frankly, Adam Silver should probably be fired for this.
Oh, Yeah,
If I'm being honest, I think this is a fireable offense. Be- uh, I don't know. I don't want to get too into this, but there, there's going to be a 30 for 30 about this someday, almost certainly, because the more details that come out, the more insane this is. Especially considering apparently the Lakers were willing to offer more. They were willing to offer more first. They were willing to offer Dalton Connect in this trade as well.
yeah. But Rob Palinka was able to talk Nico Harrison down because
No,
of the
remember
condition
he's fat.
concerns.
Remember he's fat. That's what you told me. He's fat, so I don't have to give you that much. And he said, "Oh, you're right. I'm sorry." And Nico Harrison used to work at Nike. That's where Luca's got his fucking shoe deal. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Um, so if Nico Harrison
Jordan.
gets fired in a year and he takes that Nike job, I hope somebody sues the fuck out of him somehow. Because this sure as shit feels like some kind of tampering.
Dwayne Wade questioned this trade a little bit about like Luca on LA specifically, like what that could be for the league. He said he's like, this feels financial.
Yeah, this.
Luca's jersey now skyrockets
Yeah,
up to number
he was
one in
sixth in the
sales.
league. It is now by far number one in the league in sales. Um, they
Only reason he was
something
sixth
does
is because
not
every
smell
Mavs
right.
fan had his jersey.
Something does not
Right.
smell right. Quite frankly, something does not smell right.
I get because we're moving, everything's packed up, including I had Luca's jersey packed up. It's packed up in between a Dirk jersey and then a Porzingis jersey. Funnily enough,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it really hurt.
yeah. I hear you.
I mean, like one fan said, he was supposed to have a statue. It's supposed to be Dirk here, Luke over here.
Yeah. Honestly, the resume is good enough for him to be in the Mavs Hall of Fame. Um, and I
I don't.
hope
Yeah,
he
I don't
is.
want another. I don't want another player wearing 77.
No, no. This is somebody who should have had his jersey retired at the end of his career. I hate jersey retirements. Give me 10, 15 more years of what Luca was doing. Okay, I get it. I would have gotten it. But I don't know. I mean, that is a. I don't know. I don't know.
This is probably the biggest fuck you to a fan base there's ever been.
I don't know how a front office could burn a bridge with a fan base faster than this. I mean, this is.
Yeah, I. I mean, I was already gonna be on soul searching sports wise this summer.
Yeah.
I if he went to another team, it'd be easier. I still might, but I might just follow him. I don't know. I mean, I'll be rooting for him regardless, but just truly, I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
I need the Dallas Stars to win the Stanley Cup this year. That'd help.
Yep.
April 19th, I think the NHL playoffs start.
Yep.
I'll lock in for that. Give that one last try.
Yeah. Even if this somehow results in a championship this season for Dallas, you can't help but still feel like it's still gonna feel weird, just how they
Yeah,
got
the whole
there.
it is the sea of crowd will be wearing 77 more than anything else. If Nico Harrison speaks, which he shouldn't for his safety, genuinely,
Mm-hmm.
he's doing this in the wrong state in terms of like what people can have on him. Like he's doing this in the wrong state. For his safety, if they did win, he cannot go up there and speak. And if he did, he would just get booed and just cursed off the stage.
They could
The whole
win. They could win the title 2 years in a row. People would still not forgive this. Like,
no, Jerry Krause was the Bulls GM who fired like Phil Jackson.
yeah,
He's dead. His wife got booed like a year or two ago
yeah.
when
I
like they
remember
were
that.
having
I remember that.
They, and they were mad that they only got 6 rings out of their star player. We got 0 out of ours. Imagine what Mavs fans are going to think and feel and do to that guy. Like, and then I saw a report that Luka's not dead set on signing an extension with the Lakers.
He's not
For him,
supermax eligible, so it makes sense.
yeah, for him, he should just go to Denver. That's what I
Fuck
want
it.
for him at this point.
Fuck it.
His best friend in the league, and maybe his best friend period is Jokic. Go team up with your boy.
I love
That's
that.
that's 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 a three-peat.
I would love that.
That's fucking vanilla Kobe and Shaq.
Well, and frankly, it is. It's just poor asset management not to make any calls to anybody else. And
There's one. I saw like one
there was
rumor
one
or
other
report going
team.
around. There's
They
one other
didn't,
team. They called the Bucks.
but they didn't make him available. You're forfeiting all leverage when you, Nico Harrison, go to Rob Pelinka and say, "Hey, do you want Luka Doncic?"
Yeah,
You are
as
forfeiting
we
all
saw,
leverage.
as he
Because
talked it
Pelinka
down.
didn't even fucking believe in it first, and that
Yeah,
came from Nico. Nico said
yep,
that Rob Pelinka didn't believe him. Why the fuck would you
yeah.
admit to that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't believe this when I read it. Granted, I was drunk, so that didn't make it any easier. But
Hey, I woke up to it,
yeah,
and I was like, I was in my head. I was like, I think even Lucas said this in the press conference. But this is genuinely what I thought. I was like, it's not April 1st. What's happening? I was like, why is everyone coordinating on this one stupid joke? I was like, this is a dumb joke. It doesn't even make any sense. And I was like, this is stupid. Why is everyone trying to be funny right now? Did something go viral? Like, hey, mess with Mavs fans like this? Like, I didn't get it at first. And then I was just
NBA
like, oh my God,
players
it's real.
thought Shams got hacked. Players
Yeah.
around the league were like, "Oh shit, okay, this." No, no, it was. I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean, it's generally the worst heartbreak I think I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even like from a girl or anything like which I've felt before. This is worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just it feels when people say it just feels like a bad dream. I knew what they were meaning and I knew the expression, but I never felt it like this because it seemed so out of the realm of possibility. It kept being like it just keeps not feeling real.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'll wake up from this. The next day when I woke up, I had a second of like, was that a dream? That had to have been a dream. Like genuinely, when I woke up, it's like, oh, that had to have been a dream. And then it just like it kind of settled back in, and I was like, nope, that was real.
Yeah.
The Mavs traded their. In terms of how he plays individually, I mean, their best player in franchise history.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban himself says Luka's better than Dirk.
Yeah.
And Dirk admits it. I mean, it's insane that I can't believe it.
I don't think
Just
anybody was more sick to their stomach Sunday morning than Mark Cuban.
I and I blame him. I blame him a bit because it's like you sold the team
Yeah.
for what? So that you can I mean, relax. I mean, you don't have to be as hands on of an owner.
Yeah.
You sold it to people that this is solely a business to. It wasn't just a business for you, and you can't be shocked by this in that sense
Yeah.
that they would do something heartless because to them it's just a business. They're here to lobby for sports gambling in Texas to be legal, which sure I'm fine with it being legal in Texas because fuck it, my money, let me do what I want.
Right.
But they're lobbying for that so they can build a mega casino and have the stadium in there and have gambling in there. Which this is dumb for that. You trade away the best player if that's your end goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Have fun getting the city excited about basketball.
Yeah, the city will be excited about basketball. because Paige Beckers is coming out in this draft, and the Dallas Wings hold the number one pick.
Yep.
Just knowing that if Luka does end up re-signing with the Lakers and all that, like eventually he'll be remembered more as a Laker. He should have won MVP last year, but he'll probably end up winning one on the Lakers. He'll win a championship eventually, but it will be with the Lakers. People will just eventually just remember him as a Laker. People think of Shaq. They know he was on Orlando. I mean, Luka had a great career when he was here in Dallas. They'll still know he was there.
Yeah.
But when people think of Shaq, they think of him on the Lakers, not Orlando. Kareem spent most of his career, I think, with the Bucks, won a championship there. People still think of him as a Laker firstly.
Yeah.
They know he was on the Bucks. People will know Luka was on the. It's not like fun fact, his career started here. It'll be a well-known thing, but it's when they think of him, they'll think of him in a Lakers jersey eventually.
Yeah.
And I hate that. And I don't know how the Lakers keep doing this.
Collusion. I mean, something does not smell right here. It blows my mind that people see the refs throw a flag on what they maybe don't think was pass interference and think the NFL is rigged, and then watch this shit unfold in front of their eyes at 12:30 in the morning, and in the NBA, and they don't think something's going on. I'm sorry, this is fucking insane. This shit's way more rigged than any call Kansas City's gotten in the last 3 years. Something smells funky, quite frankly.
Very funky.
Yep. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely don't know.
This is the kind of trade that creates new rules around how trades are conducted. Like the Stepien rule.
Yeah, and like letting a GM know the trade details of the trade he himself is agreeing to.
How is that not already a requirement? How is that not already?
If Danny Ainge knew what the trade was, he would have been like counter offer
shit immediately because he
would have
had his own
counter offer.
He would
have been like, how about Lowry Markkinen, Walker Kessler, this year's first round pick, which could be top 3, could be Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
How many other first round picks do you want?
Yeah. I saw somebody say Luka Doncic is so good at basketball, we're treating Anthony Davis like he's Hassan Whiteside.
I was just about to bring that up.
That is exactly what this was. And
yeah.
Look, Anthony Davis is obviously a fantastic basketball player. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Still has a good couple of years left in him.
Certainly.
But he has a good couple of years left in him. Luka has another good decade in him.
Luka's just entering his prime. He's 25.
He's 25. He'll turn 26 this month. Anthony Davis is 31, turns 32 next month. In basketball, that is a generation difference in age.
Yeah, this is the kind of deal that causes rule changes, and rightfully so. I hope it does.
And the craziest thing about this is Kyrie and Luka got really close, and Kyrie is I honestly I feel like he's been justified each time he's left the team, but he's like a known flight risk and will get his way out if he wants it. And you trade away a guy he's gotten very obviously very close with. It's stupid.
Yep.
I mean, this is for a fan base and for people. This is a sport ruining move.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know how I'm going to feel about basketball going forward.
Yeah.
My greatest sports memories are basketball ones because it's Luka in a Mavs jersey.
This is the kind of. Sorry, go ahead.
When people would ask me like, "What's your happiest moment?" For the past, it would be 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in August. the first thing that pops in my head is August 23rd, 2020, in the bubble. Luka's double bang, game-winning shot, bum ankle, 40-point triple-double against the Clippers. That's the moment I think of. It was the first moment I felt like this. It's the true joy of being a sports fan. Those high moments. And now I still look back fondly on it, but now it's like, it's like a somber memory, almost, just being like, man, that was fun. And it's not like a retirement,
Yeah.
and he's gone. It's not like he requested a trade. I can't vilify him. It's not like we were even. It's not like we were bad and he requested a trade, and I can understand him. It's just I don't know. I guess I don't know.
To a lesser degree, I mean, that's how I felt when A.J. Brown got moved. I mean, he was willing to re-sign with Tennessee. Amy Adams Strunk gave John Robinson the green light, and John Robinson, thinking he was smarter than everybody else, said, "No, I'm going to trade him." It has not worked. A.J. Brown is going to his second Super Bowl since being traded. Traylon Burks has 2 career touchdowns. One of them is not even receiving; it's a fumble recovery. So, yeah. Sometimes when the rest of the league thinks you're making a bad decision, it's because you're making a bad decision. But
Yeah.
time will tell, I suppose.
I mean, Jason Kidd looked like he was held hostage in that press conference.
He looked like he wanted to kill Nico Harrison, understandably
He
so.
he didn't know about the trade until right before it happened.
But another thing is how does the coach of the basketball team not know this is about to happen?
Great question.
Yeah, this is the kind of this is one of the only reasons in sports I could ever think of that I would understand somebody switching allegiances for this. Like if somebody is a Mavs fan, if they were to be a Lakers fan after this, I could not get mad at them.
No, and I'm thinking about it. It's just Lakers. It's just Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a Lakers fan. I mean, I'm a Luka fan regardless of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I ever get a Luka Laker jersey, it's gonna be like the black Mamba one. It's not gonna be the purple and gold.
Mm.
But my biggest hope right now for him is that he doesn't re-sign and he finds his way to Denver.
Yeah.
Because that I can rock with.
Yeah.
Jokic is cool. Jokic is great. Denver's a good organization.
Yeah.
If he finds his way there, that'd be an easy buy that jersey.
Luka to Memphis. Yes, sir. It's coming.
Shit, at this point, that would get us on the same team. I have no problem. I like
have
Ja.
no
I
problem
love
with that.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jaren Jackson Jr. If he finds his way there, I'm sick.
Desmond Bain, who granted Bain would be a weird fit with Luka on the team. I don't know how. Nah, you can make it work. The contracts would be the only concern there because you're paying Ja, you're paying Jaren, you're paying Luka, you're paying Bain. Memphis already kind of has a big 3 in place. It'd be a much bigger 3 if you put Luka on the team, but I don't know. Yeah, with him not being Supermax eligible, it is possible certainly that he'll,
They might have to, sign and trade. If he says to the Lakers, like, I'm going somewhere else, if you want to get anything else out of me, got to sign and trade.
Yeah.
Luka's supposed to be a player you don't trade. He's supposed to be an untouchable player.
To 29 other organizations, I think he would have been.
Frankly. For years he had been the number 1 untouchable player.
Yep.
And now here he is traded for one first.
Yep.
That's the craziest part. One first.
This is like if OKC traded SGA because he was too skinny.
Too many free throws.
Yeah, Ja's being traded because he, too many off court incidents or whatever.
It's like Wemby getting traded because he's too skinny.
Wemby getting traded because he's too tall and we're worried about his long-term back health. Like, come the fuck on, dude.
Yeah.
I can't believe the explanation, he's fat and he doesn't play good defense, and defense wins championships.
Because both, the Mavs have had 2 major runs with Luka, one to the Western Conference Finals, one to the Finals. elite defenses both time. This last time, I think they had the number one defense after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
We've seen great defense as a team with Luca
That
on
was a
it, playing
stat you
heavy
brought up
minutes.
multiple times last year, if I'm not mistaken, on the
Because
pod.
I hated the conversation around Luca's defense. I was like, it's not as
Because the
bad as people
Mavs
are
team
saying.
defense was fantastic and Luca was doing fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, like Luca had said like, "Oh, I'm a Texan," at times, and it's just he's gone.
Yep.
Anyways, girl boss affirmation.
Girl boss affirmation.
What a fun check-in.
Yep. Longest
You
check
better
in
not.
pod history has to be. No question about it.
Oh yeah, 100%. All right, by Janis Joplin. You better not compromise yourself. It's all you got. Yeah, pretty fitting to get a
Yeah.
look out for yourself girl boss affirmation because
Somebody
you're the
should have
only one.
said that shit to Nico Harrison a couple days ago, but that's whatever.
That he compromised. Well, he compromised everything.
Compromised a few things at least. But
I I hadn't seen Luigi Mangione's face in a while. This trade happens. I saw his face again.
yeah.
I saw it a couple times.
Well, I mean, I responded to that message you sent in the group chat forever
Yeah.
ago after it first happened, and you were like, "Who could realistically be next?" I'd like somebody who's powerful that everybody hates, and I'm like, I searched for that message and I replied, and I'm like, "Oh, that's easy, Nico, Nico
Yeah.
Harrison." Yeah,
Yeah. I saw something about not the junior, but RFK's assassinator.
mm.
Uh, somebody tweeted him out and was like, "Bro, I know you got one more in you."
I know you got one more in you. Yeah,
Yeah. And like I said, Lucas is the first star I've seen go to LA and not want to be there. And you can just see it.
Yeah.
You said you could just see it in the press conference. He does not want to be there.
not necessarily. I mean, I think he'll. I don't necessarily think it's that
He'll
he doesn't want to be in Los Angeles. I think it's just that he wants to be in Dallas.
yeah.
Rather than a desire to not want to be in LA. I think he wants to be in Dallas because that's been home the last 8 years. That's been
Yep.
like he was blindsided by this just as
He
much
bought
as the rest
he,
of us
he
were.
bought a he bought a 15, 17 million dollar house the week before.
Yeah,
The week before.
yeah. He was blindsided by this just as much as the rest of us were. He found out when we found out. Like,
Nico couldn't even be like, "Hey, bro, wait on the house." Like, couldn't like.
yeah,
They
because
didn't talk about this
Luca
trade
went to the
shit,
team
like,
facility and was like, "Yo, I'm about to buy this house," and Nico couldn't have pulled him over and been like, "Yo, we'll talk. Don't do that."
Right at the house.
No, he just let him. He let him spend $17 million on a house.
Yeah.
So you want to pick a Super Bowl winner?
Yeah, let's pick a Super Bowl winner.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. CBS Sports.
I'm gonna start a petition to get Josh Allen on the Cowboys so that you can have something again.
Give me Joe Burrow on the Cowboys.
That too.
His team missed the playoffs. Maybe that
That's
might make more
actually
sense.
that's actually a little more realistic that someday Joe Burrow might want to leave the Bengals rather than Josh Allen ever leaving the Bills. All right. We've got the 15-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 14-3 Philadelphia Eagles in the Superdome at 6:30 in the p.m. Excuse me. Grammy winner Kendrick Lamar performing the halftime show. Not that that's necessarily relevant to this final score. I'm gonna go with Kansas City.
I will be going with the Eagles. I think. I mean, the most success that felt like Buffalo had in that game was running the ball against them, and now you have Saquon Barkley, the best running back in football, best running back in the past couple of years,
Yeah.
in terms of single season, going in there right now. plus with the rushing threat of Jalen Hurts. I don't trust Jalen Hurts throwing the ball too much, but throwing to AJ Brown, throwing to Devontae Smith when needed, those receivers can come make a play.
Yeah.
I think. Um, I mean, with the Eagles have a great. I mean, we're splitting hairs. We're it's the Super Bowl. You have two great teams going up against each other. But I'm just gonna take just the rushing game of the Eagles being the difference in this game.
What would be really cool about an Eagles Super Bowl win? We would see I mean, we've already started to see it. We're definitely going to see it even more if they win. We're going to see a massive shift in running back evaluation and
Yeah,
how much more people are willing to maybe dish out those contracts if it's a Saquon type of talent, if it's a Derrick Henry type of talent, if it's an
yeah.
Ashton Jonty type of talent. How high does he go if Saquon Barkley wins the Eagles a Super Bowl?
You see what Jahmyr Gibbs does on the
Mm-hmm.
Lions.
Obviously, you got to have a great offensive line too, and we're seeing that. But like that
But
talent of a running back
you're
behind that great of an
yeah,
offensive line, that is,
yeah. I mean,
it's
because
not
the
easy
offensive
to
line,
stop.
no matter how you view football, is
Mm-hmm.
going to because either it's a passing game, which you need time to protect and to
Yeah,
keep your quarterback upright, you need a great offensive line, or your running game. Either so even the offensive line is just the given part, and then
yeah,
it's just everything else around that
right.
afterwards.
Got to build a team through the
But
trenches, but having even with a great offensive line, you can see a night and day difference between a whatever running back, a DeAndre Swift versus versus a
oh my
Saquon
god, dude,
Barkley.
hold on.
A three
I
hundred looks like
I
a phantom
saw
until a phantom pulls up.
dog, I saw like I was like scrolling through like TikTok and I saw a Bears off season like not forecast but
Yeah,
like Dream Bears
a
off season
mock
or
off
whatever.
season. Yeah,
And they drafted Ashton Genty. Ben Johnson goes there. They get Ashton Genty, and one of the comments was like, "We don't need Ashton Genty. We have DeAndre Swift, or we
DeAndre
have
Swift is
Dre
getting cut
Swift."
in a way no player has ever been cut before at some point this
I
offseason. I don't know.
died, and
I,
I was like, "Oh, who's going to tell
this
him?"
poor summer child. um,
I don't know.
yeah. I doubt Ben Johnson and DeAndre Swift have much of a relationship currently. I don't think that's a. I think that bridge may have been burned. We'll see. Either way, you can certainly do better than DeAndre Swift. You're not looking at DeAndre Swift and going, we're good enough. The Eagles might get a Super Bowl after looking at DeAndre Swift and saying that's not good enough. So, um, yeah. Nah, give me I mean, yeah, an Eagles Super Bowl win for that reason would be cool. It'd be cool to see Saquon get a ring. It'd be cool to see the running backs get you know get a little more love in that instance because we're
Yeah,
looking at an Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Carson Steele running back room in comparison to a Saquon Barkley running back room. So
yeah. But you only needed to name one name.
I like Kenneth Gainwell too, but
Yeah,
he's not a Saquon.
he's nice. And I mean, because in terms of the rushing attack, their second rusher, is their quarterback and
Mm-hmm.
Hurts. Who, I would like to, as a person, I'd love to see him get a Super
He's
Bowl.
a good dude.
There will be some annoying conversations about where he ranks as a quarterback because of it, but if you win a Super Bowl, you're at a minimum. You reach a certain minimum.
I've certainly had the same thought of there's going to be some really annoying quarterback discourse if Jalen Hurts gets a ring in his trophy case. However, we can just ignore those people.
Yeah, because I mean, people have already calmed down enough on him. Like, and I think people would make jokes. I think they'd probably be even louder of like a maybe the joke is more so like look at a running Trent Dilford over here.
Yeah, yeah. I think it won't be as bad as it was the first time they made the Super Bowl because there were some top five nonsense in there, and that utter woke
I
nonsense
told you, brother.
is
I heard
yeah.
number two. I heard people be like, well, "Why y'all putting Burrow ahead of Jalen Hurts?"
I saw that too. I
You
definitely
should
saw
leave
that.
that up.
Granted, I think I was just a very loud minority that had him that high, but
This tooth is like a little bit pushed back in certain lighting. It kind of has like a shadow in there, and it looks like I don't have a tooth.
yeah, or it looks
So like,
like
all right,
yeah, I
like,
see it.
Yeah, I gotta be careful.
Very nice. Um,
Usually it's not noticeable. It's like not that noticeable of like a thing. Usually, I mean, my mom who paid for my braces notices, but because I didn't wear my retainer after I accidentally broke off my top permanent retainer. Not so permanent.
womp.
Maybe change the name.
Yeah.
All I feel are clumps of glue on the back here because of it being broken off.
You want to do? You want to cut deep here in a minute?
Yeah, I got some right here.
Let's do it.
See, because I had started on like our quarterback team fit like matchup match thing, like matchmaker,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't finish all like the blurbs on stuff because I
Let's
got
do that next
distracted with
week.
other videos,
Let's
and
do
then my
that next
heart
week.
got torn. Yeah, no, we will. I'm just as a little preview, but I do have all the teams done. I just need to have some information here on the quarterbacks. Here's all right. I'll preview it. It's our quarterback dating show with the teamettes instead of bachelorettes,
Mm,
and our Q bachelors instead of
okay.
bachelors. Anyways,
Bless you.
all right, let's cut deep. Starting off with the icebreaker. Give up breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and why?
Breakfast. I don't eat that shit half the time, anyways. So, I
Yeah.
love
So
breakfast, but it'd be the easiest one to cut out because I can't cut out lunch. I definitely can't cut out dinner. But
nah, I definitely can't. Yeah, breakfast is the easy one to go. I am now. My body used to be accustomed to not having it at all, but now my body. But when I was trying to gain weight,
yeah,
it like I got into a rhythm, and now my body is accustomed to having a breakfast, so now it does look forward to it.
yeah.
But it's the most like I just need substance. Like I just do oats overnight
Mm,
for my breakfast. So I'm just drinking the same oats Monday through Friday. I'm just drinking oats, different flavors.
yeah,
But yeah, and breakfast foods I like, but I think for me it's my least favorite of the three.
yeah.
Like I love a good bacon, love scrambled eggs,
Certainly.
waffles. I love it all, but it's just like just something about lunch and dinner, food wise. I just prefer
Yeah, fair enough.
wings and nachos. I mean, you can have breakfast tacos, but I think I prefer like a lunch or dinner taco more.
Mm,
I mean, a chorizo and egg in the morning does hit. Like, don't get me
certainly.
wrong. I love food. I love food. Let's be crystal clear about what your brother loves food. I love each meal, but if one had to go,
It's
the
breakfast.
one I had to force my body to get used to is the one that's killing me.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, what are we looking at time wise? Should we do two of each, or do you just want to do one of
One of
each?
each is good. We're already at almost an hour, so I'm down to
Oh,
do one of each.
okay, yeah. I guess I really didn't realize
That
because
Lucas
when I said
segment
I
was like 35, 40
because
minutes long, and deservedly
well,
so,
because
mind you.
I
I
cut I
mean,
cut it I cut it I guess I cut it in half for me because I just cut it when I was like I don't got anything else to
yeah.
say. Because the other stuff like I'll be like hey check out the full pod for the full thoughts.
Yeah.
So that's what that'll be. But it had a dramatic kind of ending to it of me just being like nothing else to say.
I got nothing else to say.
I knew I was gonna cry. I knew I was gonna cry when we did this. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it would be that.
Yeah.
I forget how hard it is for me to talk when I cry.
Yeah.
Because last time I was crying while trying to talk was my sister's wedding. Opposite ends of the spectrum of what you're crying for,
Very
but
happy
the
that day.
exact
Not a
opposite.
very happy day today.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Name one unsolicited act of kindness you recently provided. Um. Oh, well, it did. Well, no, 'cause someone did solicit that, I guess. I was gonna say I'll just tell it, but I was walking out of McDonald's with two Happy Meals trying to get the Charizard box. And as I was going to my car, some guy like was like, "You got spare change? Like, I just need something to eat."
yeah.
And I was like, "I don't have any spare change. Let me put these in the car. I'll just get you something."
Yeah.
And I got him something. But
Yeah.
I guess he solicited that.
Yeah,
So
that's. I was gonna say when you were in town. Actually, I bought that guy a sandwich. Uh,
yeah,
yeah, but that was solicited. I guess I don't know. I mean, every day at work, I always say good morning to people. even when they don't say it back, it's cool. I be saying good morning and shit, and I think that's nice. I like doing it, and
Yeah.
I like when other people do it. It's cool, but that's not why I do it. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because unsolicited, I don't know. Because usually, like, if you're doing something out of kindness, usually, because people still will kind of be like, if you can, or something like, I don't know. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to think of, because even pleasantries like that, I don't even know. Sometimes it just feels like that's just how we should be acting. That's another thing with kindness. Sometimes it's like, this is just how we should be acting
Well,
as people.
then at that point there is no such thing as an unsolicited act of kindness because
Yeah.
existence solicits kindness.
Yeah.
It
What I
should,
think I agree
anyways.
with
But
that. I
yeah,
think I agree with that. So that's why I kind of struggle with
yeah.
this.
Well,
Because anytime I'm like, why? It's not hard to be nice. What are
it's
we
not.
doing? What are
It's
we
really
doing as
not.
people?
It's not hard to be nice to anybody except Nico Harrison and
Oh,
Deshaun
I was
Watson.
yes, dude.
Oh,
Uh,
and Justin Tucker now as well, allegedly.
allegedly, it's not looking good. I don't want to say anything concrete yet.
It's
Because I
looking. It's look. People have been saying these things for years. If you go
yeah,
back, that is
it's
what's
just, yeah,
concerned, and
it's
it's not all. It's not just the massage stuff. People have said other things that he's done. That's
yeah,
like
it's
all of this stacked together. I have a hard time
it's
believing all of
we,
this is wrong.
yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's like an unfortunate thing. It's like yeah, so probably, but I remember because we talked about this in the group chat. But I was like, one of the reasons I hate Travis Kelsey right now is because of how he acted last year with throwing around Justin
Yeah.
Tucker's stuff. And now it's like,
I kind of
well,
get it.
okay.
I
But
kind of get
now
it.
but now it's like unless he knew this is just like wrong process, correct result.
What?
Because it's like if you didn't know, you were being a dick.
Sometimes bad process does equal good results.
Yeah.
Like what do you call it? Des Bryant was talking shit to Kayvon Thibodeau, and he mentioned his Madden rating, and it's like, well, that doesn't mean a fucking thing. But at the same time, anybody talking shit to Kayvon Thibodeau is good. I'm fine with that. So, because Tibbs is one of the biggest dicks in the league, so I mean, by all means, that's fine with me. Tibbs is an asshole, so if you want to be an asshole, back to him. Uh, that's fine. Although, yeah, bad process to say, yeah, your Madden ratings is 77. You're not getting a second contract, bro. Apparently, they are going to probably use his fifth year option. Was reported like yesterday, I think. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know, but you want to get into this next one here deeper.
Deeper.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Would you be willing
No.
to have horrible nightmares every night for a year if you would be rewarded with extraordinary wealth?
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
would. That
What?
would probably be traumatizing in some extent because horrible nightmares is probably like I don't know for you. It'd probably
Yeah.
watching get Luca get traded every single night for I don't know
Oh my god.
365 days. But
It would be reliving.
yeah,
I fell to the ground at one point, like when I was the first
fell
cry.
to my
It,
knees.
it genuinely, and because it took a couple. Like, I understood it obviously, quickly, but it took a couple hours to like truly set in what it all meant.
Yeah.
And I just hit one of the fucking like, and I like I dropped right there. I can see where I dropped. Right. Let me recreate it. Hold on. Let's do a little. Hold on. Let's do some acting. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get the camera right. Let's see. You can kind of see it, I think.
God, he's so sexy.
I just hit like fucking like.
I don't blame
Yeah,
you.
that's
I
what
don't blame you. Oh man.
And I was just like, why? He's gone.
And the one positive takeaway I had from this trade was that maybe people will finally shut the fuck up about AJ Brown. I won't have to hear about the AJ Brown trade and how it still haunts to this because this is worse. This is dumber. This is dumber
It's so
process. This is dumber like cuz at least AJ Brown was due for an extension.
and a first round pick in the NFL is
Yeah.
more valuable than one in the
We got
NBA,
a
especially
first and a
one.
third. Like the return wasn't terrible. We just drafted bad players with it.
Yeah.
Traylon
But
Burks and Nicholas
it's
Petit Frere is just not a good return.
it's it's really weird mourning the loss of somebody who's not dead.
Yeah,
It's a weird thing. 'Cause you're like, he's alive,
yeah,
but he's gone.
yeah.
It's really weird. Yay. Doing we're on the same wavelength.
Sure. Yeah, we could do wavelength. Let's do it. This might be a weird week for
So
wavelength, but
I have to close my eyes.
um,
I'm
yes,
host.
yes. Host
All right,
does
close my
guess
eyes.
first, so um, yeah,
All
okay, okay. Audience saw it.
right. Give me give me an NFL draft pick, like the pick itself, like third round, middle of the third, the
Okay,
17th pick, like the pick itself, like the value you would assign that pick.
let's go with back of the second
Okay, back of the second. So I
slash
think
early
we're
third. It's mostly the same.
slash. Yeah, yeah, those overlap. I think. Let me just say as a side note, back of the first and top of the second, I don't think overlap in the same way some people will say.
Not necessarily,
I
because
think
that fifth year
the
option is a big,
fifth year option is a big deal. It's
big
the reason the
difference.
Ravens traded back to 32 and not
Yeah,
waiting till 33 to get Lamar. It is a big
yeah.
difference.
It means a lot.
It can mean a lot, yeah. And then I get the argument of like, well, a second round contract is cheaper. That fifth
But
year
he's gonna
can
be up sooner. You get one more
sooner.
year of a window with
Yeah,
with a
it's
first
yeah.
round pick at quarterback. Like that's huge. But
Anyway, okay, so back of the second, beginning of the third. It feels like a good seven. Like those you want those guys starting. Like those should they're not you're not expecting Pro Bowl, maybe not first year,
yeah,
but those guys at some point need to be starting
yeah.
with where you're getting. So I'm thinking seven. Seven feels pretty good there. Um, give me give me a mascot, not a sports one, but either like restaurant chain, food, stores, anything non-sports mascot.
Mm. Give me, give me give me the Little Caesars guy. Little Caesar. Give me Caesar.
He's solid. Pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
That's that's him, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not every brand and company can do this, but a one for one of what the name of your company is. If that can hit, if that can work,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. I still kind of like seven. Still kind of like seven.
Yeah.
Give me a smoothie flavor.
Mm. Ooh.
Smoothieing.
Give me strawberry banana.
Okay. Mm. Okay, I would have guessed that at like eight. I think the little serious guy. I don't think he could be an eight. I think seven. So someone was seven, but to me,
Okay.
I would have put that like eight. I'm not big on banana, but it in a complimentary role, I think can be solid. I mean, I usually don't like banana,
Yeah.
but just the name value of like strawberry banana holds weight, I think.
Fair enough.
But maybe you don't care for that. But I mean, like I said, or at least comparatively to other people, because I think we're still talking like a seven here. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna stick with seven.
Mm.
Give me, um, Let's just go with a Marvel movie.
Let's go with I'm gonna go with Iron Man.
Maybe we are at an 8. Maybe we are at an 8. Iron Man, the first one, is really good. I mean, it started off the franchise for a reason. It doesn't have the build up though, because it's the one that started it. Like a Infinity War in game. The years put like behind it kind of elevate those. Um, I don't think it's as good as like Winter Soldier, Civil War. I think Captain America probably is the best trilogy now that I think about it in that at least well rounded. But yeah, maybe 8. Maybe we are at an 8. Okay. I mean, the Pizza slogan or like quote from the Little Caesar guy. Maybe it's an 8. Maybe it is an 8. Maybe it's an 8. All right. Just give me a soda.
Go like Minnesota. Go like Minnesota. Give me Dr. Thunder.
You mentioned this earlier. You said it's like the goat off-brand soda.
Give me Dr. Thunder.
Okay. It's still off-brand. You know, it ain't. I'm assuming that's the Dr. Pepper ripoff.
Yeah.
If I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Maybe it's an 8. Let me give me a nice solid 8.
Final answer, lock it in.
Locked in. Final answer.
It was 7. It was
Wow.
7. Um,
Iron Man at 7. Wow. Okay.
I recently watched it again. It's still really good. I love it. But yeah, I think 7
Yeah.
fits. I'm gonna turn my
Yeah.
lamp on because now it's so dark. I'm not blurry. So
Yeah.
give me
Yeah.
one
You've been faded for a
Well,
minute.
yeah, I've been fading, but now I'm gone. So
Yeah.
give me 1 second. Oh man, hey buddy, love you, love you. All right, let there be light. Um, yeah, 7 is what I ultimately settled on there. I
Okay.
like strawberry
Yeah. I
banana,
mean,
and you're right.
ultimately, we're not too far off.
The name itself carried, excuse me, carries some weight.
Yeah. It
Uh,
does.
but yeah, 7 is what I had there. I'm gonna shut my eyeballs. And
Right.
you let me know.
Okay. Okay. I have shown number.
Okay. Give me. Give me a jersey number on a cornerback.
The corner.
Mm.
Um. Okay. So if all right, that would. Um. See, this is a weird one because I'm not as like big on. I mean, jersey numbers in general.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 25.
Mm. 25 is not a bad one. I don't love it. I don't love it on corners. I think 25 is much more of a running backs number.
Sure.
Not
You
a
know,
big fan of
it ain't.
them. I don't know. Corners, I like me some single digits, and I like me like where
21.
I like numbers in the 40s on corners. Like corner wearing
Real.
46 is some fuck shit, but it always looks good. You know what I mean? It's one of them things that probably shouldn't work, but it does, so I'll allow it. Not that I wouldn't still prefer 46 on a linebacker, but like an off-ball linebacker. But if it's not gonna be on an off-ball linebacker, it better be on a corner. Safety by extension is fine, but 25, I can give that a 5, maybe a 6. It's not. I don't love it personally. Granted, maybe you feel totally different. Maybe you love it. Maybe you hate it. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So, not a big fan of 25 on corner. I think it's a running backs number. But we'll get there. Um. All right. Let's go. Could be a chip.
Let's just go with Lay's original.
That's like a 5 or 6. Certainly, it's a decent chip. It's a solid enough chip. It's a fine chip. Um. Mm. All right. Give me a European country.
Um, Germany.
All right. Um. How much history are we taking into account here? Just recent history, or are we taking into account all of it? I'm gonna have to drop the
I'm
score
just
here.
I'm just thinking you go in there right now.
Okay, I used to live
Whatever
there,
weight
so I mean it's
whatever weight of things you want to carry, that's up to you when you're there.
it's like a 6. I don't know. I don't really feel much differently about this. Give me a soda. Give me a soda pap.
Okay. Um, Coke.
Are we staring at an even keeled 5 here? I think we might be. Um, Fuck. All right, give me an NFL head coach.
Okay, let's go with um. I'm pretty sure we're different on this guy,
That's fine.
but I'm gonna go with Sean McDermott.
Ooh, I I don't love Sean McDermott. I've been fairly, maybe that's what you meant, because I've been fairly anti McDermott over the years, for the most part. So,
Yeah, I know you have been,
um,
but I'm going off of me.
uh huh. So this is actually much higher than I thought. It can't be much higher. You don't like Coke very much.
I think I was. It's more of how high you had it
Okay,
that there was that disagreement.
okay. 7. Final answer. Lock it in.
It was 7.
All right. I'm glad I
Since
made
you
the
went with
jump.
7, I decided to go with 7. Two sevens for my boy
Oh
Luca.
my god, that's awesome. I didn't even do that on purpose. I'm
That's-
glad I laid that up for you though. That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. All right. Shout out
yeah.
Luka Doncic, 77.
No, no,
Should have had it retired, but retired.
no. It would. When I buy back the team,
Is it top 3 time?
I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, top 3 of the week. Rock type Pokemon.
Yes, sir.
Your boy's the rock type gym leader.
The rock type. Yes, sir. Rock type trainer. We know what it is. Um so, um do I go first or you go first? I go first because I'm the guest, right?
Um,
Yes. Yes, that's how that
yes,
works.
yes,
Okay, last week we did our top 3 water type Pokemon. And I
yes.
briefly mentioned one that I thought was primary water. I never mentioned the Pokemon by name, but I mentioned it that it had a memory tied to it. Um, this Pokemon is, in fact, primary rock. So, very nice. I was able to use it this week instead. Um, Gabe and I used to play Pokemon Showdown a decent bit with each other. Um, was nice. Was very nice. We haven't done it in a while. We should run that again sometime. But we would do random battles quite often because that was my favorite way to do it. You don't know what you're gonna end up with. You just got to get the team that you get, and you got to put in the work with it. One of my favorite Pokemon to get in random battles was
My camera died. Let me just switch it over.
yeah, you're good.
All right, we're going off the laptop webcam.
Huge.
A little
Uh,
different.
so what had happened was my favorite Pokemon to get in these showdown random battles was a Pokemon with access to the move Shelf Smash that would always have a white herb on it. So what a white herb would do, it would erase the defense and special defense stat drops that Shelf Smash gives you, but it would maintain the 2 times speed increase, the 2 times attack, 2 times special attack increase. So I would sweep with Barbaracle pretty
Dude,
regularly.
I'm not kidding. When I was scrolling through the rock types and you were like, I've got kind of a niche one, right? I looked at that one and I was like, I think it's gonna be fucking this dumbass thing.
What the fuck? No,
I look,
Barbaracle's
I'm,
not
I'm being
dumb.
a little harsh. I looked at it and I was like, he looked kind of cool, but he not my top three. But I was like, he do look kind of cool. But for some reason, this thing has fucking Jacob's weird niche written all over it.
It's tied specifically to the memory of beating Gabe in Showdown with a white herb shell smash Barbaracle. Um, I don't know. He's cool. I like him. He's a fun little guy. Um,
Just a little
Barbaracle
pie.
number three. You sir, the floor is yours. We'll be staring at.
So my top two was locked, and I was just kind of like looking around at three.
Yeah.
So this is just catching a vibe and just how it looks. I went with Rampardos.
Okay.
Just he reminds me of because I think they're based off the same dinosaur, like this purple Zord in Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Okay.
And purple's my favorite color, so I loved that Zord. So he just reminded me of that Zord because I think they're based off the same dinosaur. But he still looked cool.
Okay.
Just big thick head. Just a cool dinosaur. Dinosaurs are cool, so easy to kind of fuck with him.
Real quick, your audio changed whenever your
Yeah.
camera died. It's a little rougher now than it was. So
Mm,
I don't know if your computer
mm,
is now using your webcam's microphone or what's happening.
no, the input is still on the default. Let's see. Is that any different?
I think you sound mostly the same.
No, that yeah, it's on the same
Yeah.
thing it has
I
been.
don't know why you sound different now because
That's weird.
you were coming through perfectly clear beforehand, and I mean I can still hear you just fine, but it's like
Yeah, a different.
yeah, just a little
I
rough and
don't
it's a little
know.
choppy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, it shows it being the same input here.
I do have a similar choice for my number two here, though. Somewhat similar choice, in the sense that it is also a um, bipedal fossil Pokemon, um, as well as honestly similar design, similar concepts of what it was based off of, except different dinosaur. I've got Tyrantrum at number
He was
two.
close.
Yeah, Tyrantrum was on your All Rock team as well.
Yeah, but
Mostly for the type combination, being Dragon Rock.
yeah.
Um, yeah, Tyrantrum fucks. Tyrantrum's awesome, but yeah, Tyrantrum on the top number two here. Very fond memories of using this thing in my X and Y playthroughs. It's just really cool, man. It's a fucking fossil T Rex. It brought to life. I love T Rexes. Never gonna not love T Rexes. So, Tyrantrum, cool as hell. Happy he's here. You, sir, number two.
So my number two, this was also, this one was on the rock type team here. Being able to incorporate my favorite type in it, I went with Colossal here at number two. I know I think I did finish Sword and Shield. And he definitely would have been on the final team.
Yeah.
I saw him and I was like, cool, give me that, need it. Especially because for that one, I definitely picked Grookey. I don't even remember that game too well, but I definitely picked Grookey because he was definitely my favorite starter of the three, and I need a fire type on the team. So once I saw him, I also love the rock type as well. So being able to have both in one and it just be a cool Pokemon, and then it has a G-Max form, it's just a no-brainer for me to have on the team. So that is my number two, Colossal. Your number one, sir.
My number one. This is it's been one of my
Oh,
favorites since it.
oh no, I think we might have the same.
I think so. I think
I
we
think
might.
so.
Been one of my favorites since it dropped.
Same.
Yeah, it's got three forms. Uh,
Yes.
it
Yep.
had
Yep. Yep.
it had two version exclusive forms, I think, or no, they weren't version exclusive. You just had to evolve it during a certain time of day.
Yep.
Um, but then the ultra versions of these games gave it a third one, and you could evolve it, in between the two, and you could get a dusk form, which is my preferred version. But Lycan Rock is my guy here, my top
Yep.
dog, if you will, number
Yep.
one.
Also, my top dog, like rock. I think I usually go midday though. The more
Yeah, you did tell me
just
that, I
straight
think.
up, just true dog, just true
Mm-hmm.
dog. But yeah, yeah, we're yeah. Obviously, I mean, it's
Fucking
just
love Lycan Rock.
a cool dog.
Mm-hmm.
Featured heavily, like in terms of being like Rock Ruff being there heavily with like
Mm-hmm.
Kukui, and then the anime showing him off. I mean, he's just a fucking dog.
Great Pokemon.
Yeah.
Phenomenal Pokemon. One of my favorite
Yeah.
single type Pokemon that there is.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
I don't usually use single types on plays. I try not to because I want that type coverage. I more often than not I
Same.
will have
It just feels like I'm
11
missing
different
out.
types on my team at least. Yeah, because I agree. Like I don't want to have like, here's a pure fire, here's a like no, I want variety. That's the spice of
Yeah.
life. But
I
I'll
mean,
make exceptions for a Lycan Rock. You know what I mean? I can have 11 types on a team if it means I got a
I
Lycan
mean,
Rock on
it just hurts the poke. Like when you look at list of like starters competitively,
it. Mm-hmm.
you don't see. It's usually dual types up there. It
Certainly.
just gives you more versatility. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's able to break that rule because he's fucking cool. Like in
That's what's
Rocket
up.
One.
Yep.
So now I think it's time for what we've been on.
What we've been on, yes, sir. I have bad news in this regard. I have bad news.
I just got that. Hold on, I got quick. I got a dumbass report. Dallas dreams of pairing Durant with Kyrie and AD.
Sure.
Anyways, what we've been on? Stupid
Um,
shit.
so I was actually, before I get into the bad news, I was, before I got drunk and went to the party. Well, I'd already started drinking when this happened. I asked a friend of mine and I if he wanted to, or a friend of mine if he wanted to rewatch Cyberpunk Edge Runners with me. So we did start that. We watched the first two episodes at his place while we were pre-gaming. Um, but bad news.
Terrible news.
Not terrible. I mean, this is
It's terrible.
um, um, the weekend had dropped an album this past Friday.
Terrible news.
The I'm getting there. This is the third in a what is a trilogy of synth pop albums that he has made, and
Worst news.
I really liked After Hours. I really liked Dawn FM. Is this a safe space?
No,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm
I
just
will
kidding.
suffer the
I cried
consequences.
on the podcast. This is obviously a safe space.
I haven't finished the album yet, but the first half, from what I heard, I'm not loving this new one,
Hmm.
and maybe it was just my expectations were high. I'm not I'm not loving it. I'll have to listen to it again. Of course, like especially start to finish this time, not just I had to cut it off. Um, but the half that I heard wasn't great, and the fact that this is an hour and 20-minute long album does not exactly make me want to go listen to it again because it's too fucking long. It's 22 songs, an hour and 20 minutes.
Jesus.
That's just like you're asking too much, quite frankly, from the listener. Um, and then I haven't heard this yet. I haven't been able to yet. I still want to. I'm still excited to. This just came out yesterday, actually. Um, the director's cut of "I Laid Down My Life for You" by JPEG Mafia. It's an album that came out last year. He just released what is essentially a deluxe edition, but not necessarily because the new songs aren't just slapped at the back of the album. They're actually placed throughout the album in places that make sense. So
Mm.
I'll be giving this a listen. I'll be giving the full report on that, of course, on next week's podcast, I'm sure. But I'll probably listen to that at work tomorrow. But yeah, excited to give that a spin. I have heard one. Well, there was a single for the director's cut, which was fantastic. It was called "Protect the Cross." Great song. I have heard a snippet of one song that is on the album since then, and I liked it. So I think I will feel really good about This JPEG Mafia album, but okay, buddy, settle down. Oh, also, I told you, but I'm gonna tell the audience. Last week, I was talking about an album from somebody named Guy Guevara. I guess it sounded close enough to Che Guevara because not 30 minutes after we ended the recording, I got a
Oh yeah.
YouTube recommended video for something about Che Guevara. I had never seen a single video on the Cuban Revolution before. So there's no reason that should have been there other than they're fucking listening. But
Of course.
because they are. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have to report, I think. Oh, and I've been playing a ton of Starfield again. I can't
Goth
put down the
Latinas.
cup.
Goth Latinas.
Goth Latinas. Um, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Starfield again lately. I I think it's an overhated game. Like I definitely prefer it to Fallout 4 in terms of recent Bethesda titles. I think it's better by a decent margin, in fact. As somebody who's recently played through both again, Fallout 4 fucking stinks. It reeks of shit. Like,
I had a lot of fun playing it.
I did too my first time, but like every time I play it again, I'm like, this game fucking sucks. And like, I can still get joy out of playing Skyrim, and I certainly get a lot of joy out of playing Starfield. But like, Fallout 4 just did not have the shelf life for me. Like, I like none of the factions are fun. Like, except the
I think-
Brotherhood, but even though they're kind of fascist, and like I don't like that
Yeah.
shit. Like Elder Maxon is very clearly like Hitler-esque, in his approach to.
One of my favorite gaming memories is when you go to the Institute
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yo, I'm your son." I killed him right there, and then just walked. I was like, the game. I saved right before, and I just walked out because I was like, the game's gonna. I'm gonna get like swarmed when I do this. Not a reaction. I just walked out the building, and I was like, no one cares. I just killed, and then I left, and then like later in the game when you're like fighting through the Institute again, there's like I missed out on something because I killed him.
Yeah.
Because I forget, like you can talk to him when you have like another decision there, or like he's on his deathbed. I forgot what the deal is because I didn't get to do it myself.
He does. Yeah, he does have cancer.
Yeah, I didn't get that because he was dead already. I killed him, and then I just missed out on that because I killed him, and I just went through the Institute and destroyed the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Because I literally out loud I was like, "Well, you're not my son anymore." Boom! I just blew his head off.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, that means you probably didn't get the what do you call it? The serum to go cure the what's his face? Cure the super mutant doctor that helps you out?
Oh, yeah. I guess not.
Yeah, probably not. Well, yep. Awesome. But
Yeah.
no, I every time I play it again, I just don't like it. It's just not fun. I wish it was. Truly, I would. Hi. Anywho, what you been on lately?
So I saw the first two episodes of the new Spider-Man cartoon.
Okay.
It's just solid, like it's like we'll see. The art style, probably not for me.
Bowie.
But it's setting the ground for some stuff. Definitely do some interesting stuff with some of the characters. It seems like. I mean, I'll say this. Did you see the stuff about like what the voice actor for Spider-Man said?
Yeah, I did.
I think I immediately kind of knew what he was trying to say, because he said he wouldn't have done it or wouldn't taken the script if it was too woke.
Yeah.
When I heard that, because when I think of that word, I don't think of it how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like I think of it almost like, to me, because it became popular when people were referring to companies doing it and doing that. So, for me, it's not what the word is supposed to be. But to me, and I think other people, it's just like soulless corporate pandering.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he meant, because he said he wouldn't take a script if it was too woke, and then took this, and this is definitely like the most woke Spider-Man cartoon ever. So he didn't mean it the way like the word's supposed to
Yeah,
be when he used it. He misspoke because Spider-Man's best friend in this is a lesbian.
yeah,
Spider-Man is like dying to be in this interracial relationship. They race swapped Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn. They gender and race swapped Dr.
yeah. I
Connors.
did see that.
Like it's all over the place.
Yeah,
He did not mean it the way like
yeah,
everyone else took it,
yeah,
and I knew it immediately because I was like, this is dumb. And I saw the only thing I'd seen before that was him on a podcast talking about how yeah, it's great that anyone can be under the mask for Spider-Man.
yeah.
Like I knew immediately like what he meant, but yeah, just it didn't come out the best. And but yeah, like
Fair
it's
enough.
not. This isn't. People tried to compare him to Spider-Man Lotus, and it's like
Okay,
this guy is
it's
not. Like
not. It's not like
he
that.
did. It's not like
Yeah,
that. But yeah. So it's yeah. I guess it is the most woke Spider-Man cartoon ever, probably project ever. It's it's but
yeah.
it seems fine so far. They're setting up some interesting stuff. There's a black character who gets like racially profiled by the police. Like that's woke. So I just
Yeah,
anyways. But yeah, it seems solid. It's okay so far.
yeah.
Um, we'll see. We'll see. It's just the art style is just kind of like I don't know.
I'll
This
definitely
isn't
go
for me.
check it out at some point. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but
It's like it's just early show where you're like we'll see. This has potential. I can see where this can grow and expand on, but we'll just have to see how it really plays out.
we
It's
are we're 2 days away from Invincible season 3, episode 1,
I
by the
can't
way.
wait.
Yeah,
Cannot wait.
yeah.
So they were coming out weekly. That's gonna be a weekly drop.
Should be. I don't know why it wouldn't
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. But they
With no
another thing I've
mid-season
been
break this time because that was dumb. Don't ever do that again.
it's like this isn't old school television where you have like the winter break.
Yeah.
People aren't used to that anymore. It's off-putting now.
Well, it didn't even make sense last time around. Like
Yeah.
the allegedly they were like, oh, we're gonna generate a hype. Like the hype train died down.
Yeah, it was
After the
dumb.
break.
It was dumb, but it's
So
coming back. I'm excited. But the other
yeah,
thing I've been on, I rewatched my second favorite movie of all time, A Silent Voice.
huge.
I watched it dubbed the first time, and this time I watched it subbed.
Nice.
Um, I think I actually prefer it dubbed,
Yep.
but I think it's just because when they're having these emotional moments, it was dubbed well, first and foremost, obviously. But when they're having these emotional moments, like when he's talking to himself, and he's speaking a language I can understand and having the emotion behind it, just hearing the words and it clicking was better than like reading with it kind of clicking. So and I think I might prefer it dubbed, but it was still beautiful subbed. I mean, it was a great movie. If anyone out there, if you haven't seen that movie, please check out A Silent Voice. It's magnificent. Second favorite movie of all time, behind Brother Bear. But
So,
yeah, and still watching Power Rangers Ninja Storm. They just finally got all the Rangers. There's 6 Rangers in the seat. They start off with 3, and they end with 6. We just got the 6th one added in. A lot of fun. But I think that's it from me.
I was going to say real quick.
Yeah.
In regards to Invincible, every time a new trailer, a new teaser comes out, you got somebody who thinks he's the first person to ever say this, talking about some man, this animation's not very good. I promise you, we don't care.
Yeah, I saw the
I
first 2
don't
seasons.
watch Invincible for the animation. I watch it because it's one of the best written shows on television right now. I don't give a fuck if it's not animated as beautifully as some other shit that's out there. That's
I
fine.
think I miss my wife.
Yeah. Like the demon slayerification of these people's brains, where everything has to look like that. Go fuck yourself. I do not care.
Yeah.
I
That's
promise
tough
you,
to do.
they're just yelling at it all the time. I promise you, it doesn't bother us. It's never I've never once watched an episode of Invincible and been like, man, it's a great show. Characters are awesome, the story's awesome. I just hate this animation. I've never said that to myself.
Yeah, I never. I think it looks good. I mean, maybe it's because I'm
It
thinking
looks
more
fine.
art
I'm not worried about
direction
it.
or art style than
Yeah.
the animation itself. But I'm like, this looks good. I don't. People are tripping.
I think it looks fine. I don't have an issue with the way it looks. Never had a problem with it. And I'm not gonna have a problem with it this upcoming season. Unless it looks just awful. Then I mean that would be the only scenario. But I doubt that's gonna happen. So All right, is that gonna wrap us up here today?
Yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. This has been the worst episode to record. Um,
It's a great
but
episode though. I
yeah, I
mean,
guess.
brutal, but I think it's a good episode. But yeah,
Yeah, but that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next one possibly will be over on Avillion Talks.
hey, we back
Um,
up. We up one again. Check the scoreboard.
yeah, we are. Yeah, that's true. The last one did get put up, but yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. So go check out his channel. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, keep watch or fucked up my own saying here. And as always, keep gaming and fuck
Deuces.
Nico Harrison and Jerry Jones.